Hello everyone, welcome back to my JV Physics channel. Today as usual we are continuing the advanced series questions. So hope you like these questions. Okay, please tell me in the comment section if you want any other changes in the questions. Mostly I am choosing the questions in such a way that like these ideas are very much close to our classroom logics or classroom ideas, so that your thinking will little elaborate towards the question. So let us see the first question. So this is the question. Usually it is this question is related to Kepler's second law, which is law of areas. Okay, so please read the question and try for this and come back for the solution. So in the given question, as that it is mentioned that the time period is what, 40 months. The time period of the planet has given 40 months, and it is taking 12 months to travel from point D to E. From D to E, the time taken is the 12 months. Okay, na? And for point from B to C it is taking 1 month time. So like this they have given different times, and they are asking the area of the ellipse also given. Total area is A. Then what is the mass of the planet as given, mass of the sun also given. What is the area of the shaded region? The shaded region area value they are asking. Okay. So this question is something like a law of areas. So we know that by using the second law we can say that the equal areas will be travelled in equal time intervals. Equal areas swept by radius vector. Okay, so that is very important. So as the planet is going from D to E, how much time it is taking? 12 months. Okay, na? So now we can say that this entire ellipse is symmetry about AD line. Okay, so the time taken from D to A should be equal to A to D. So from here to here, the time taken will be half of the time period, which can be written as what, 20 months. So this can be taken as what, 20 months, and then here also you can take 20 months. So now from D to A, what is the area it will sweep out? From D to A, so I'll take one more diagram so that you can understand better. So this is the diagram I'm taking. So now if I take D to E, if I calculate, so this is the initial radius vector. As the planet is going to D to E position, then what is the area swept? Area swept is this completely. Okay, so this complete area will be swept by I'll take this one. This complete area is swept by the planet from D to E. So what is this area value? Total area value. Already they have given the ellipse area is capital A. Total area of the ellipse has given A. So then what is the area of this part is? Area of this part I am writing as now. Okay, so this is only the logic. So this is the area. I would say that this is A by 4 because 1/4 of the ellipse, and this particular value, this particular area I am taking as something like an X. Okay, then what is the total area swept by the radius vector? Total area swept by the radius vector is A by 4 plus X is equal to, now what we can write down? We can write down that aerial velocity, which is constant. Okay, so that is the logic of the question. What is aerial velocity? Means area swept by the radius vector, okay, per unit time. That's called as aerial velocity. Usually that aerial velocity we can write down dA by dt is equal to total area swept is A in what time period? T time period. So you can write down simply A by T, which we can write down A by 40. So obviously per month, everything in months only, 40 months, even 12 months as given, okay, and 1 month as given. So everything is months. So I am taking that A by 40 directly. That is the aerial velocity. Okay, na? So that is the aerial velocity dA by dt. Okay, na? Aerial velocity into this is area into time. What is the time taken from D to E? D to E they have given the time is what? D to E, the time has given 12 months. So I can write down into 12. Then I can find out the X value. So A by 4 plus X is equal to dA by dt is A by 40 into 12. Okay, na? So this you can write down 3 by 10. Okay, so this is 3A by 10. So X value is equal to 3A by 10. If I know the X value, I can go for remaining things. Minus A by 4, then X value is equal to 3A by 10, A by 4, this is 12A minus 10a, just I cross multiplied by 40, then x value is equal to 2a by 40, then this is a by 20 is x value. X value means this area. Now EC, if I am drawing the one more radial vector here, can I say that these two areas will be equal because of symmetry? See, if this is x area, then this also will be x area. So what is the next area we have to find out? We have to find out the next area would be this. Okay, na? This is the area we have to identify. If I am able to find out that area, so total shaded region I can find out. Okay, in the shaded region we have taken that this is x area, even this also will be x area. Now we are going to identify what is the area of this area swept by the radius vector as it is moving from B to C. We already know the time, we can identify the area by using the aerial velocity. Okay, so that is the logic. So what is this area value? I am taking as y. Then how to find out the y value? From B to C they have given 1 month time. Okay, na? So then y value I can write down now. Y is equal to area swept in 1 month time is dA by dt, aerial velocity, area swept in unit time multiplied with the B to C time, which is 1 month. So already everything is in months only, so no need to write down, just I wrote. So dA by dt is a by 40, we know already, into 1 obviously, so this is simply a by 40. So now I know the y part, this region area, even this region is areas also I know. So then what is the total shaded region area? Total shaded region area is, okay na, area is what I can write down, 2x plus y. So 2 into x, x value is a by 20, 2 times, then this is simply a by 10 plus y value is a by 40. Okay, so then I can write down this is 5a by 40. Okay, na? So go for LCM, 5a by 40 you will get. So finally what is the shaded region is a by 8. So what will be the correct answer? A by 8. Hope you got the answer. So similarly we go for the next question. This is the next question. Please read the question, entire question carefully, and then try at once and come back to the solution. This is the question, you can take a screenshot if you want. Okay, take a screenshot and solve it and come back for the solution. We have 3 questions in this. The first one is work done by the gas during the given displacement, and the second one is change in internal energy. Okay, na? Third one is molar heat capacity of the gas. Obviously first 2 are related to the third one. If I am able to calculate the first 2, then third automatically we can solve. Okay, so here the important terminologies we need to identify. Length of the springs is 2L. Length of the spring is 2L initially, but what is the length of the spring initially? Initial condition as given. Initial condition as given as simply L, and initial pressure is some P naught. Initial volume you can take it as V naught if you want. Area of cross section is A. Okay, all these things you can assume, there is no problem in that. Okay, and then there is no friction, there is no loss of energy, and this is the heater which will give the heat energy to the gas. Gas will be there in this compartment. This is vacuum. Okay, na? And even this also vacuum. These parts will be vacuum. So that all information is given in the question. Spring constant is K. Okay, so now what is the work done by the gas during the displacement of x? See, this piston is moving outward by x amount. Obviously this piston also will move outward by x amount because of symmetry. Same pressure will be acting on both the pistons because of the gas. So that's why both the sides, left and right sides, will behave similarly. Okay, na? So then now I want to find out what is the work done by the gas in moving or in compressing the springs. Okay, so now again I have taken the diagram. So what was the initial length? Initial length was L, and this initial length was 2L, and what the initial length was now L. Now what the displacement of the piston is? X is the displacement. If X is the displacement, suppose piston is moved outward, pressure of the gas is P, suppose, which should be equal to what? Which should be equal to Kx because of equilibrium. Because of equilibrium, the force exerted by the gas on the piston will be equal to what? Force exerted by the spring on the piston, because pistons are in equilibrium always. It's a quasi-static process, that's why. So then I can write down the Kx is always equal to, what I can write down? Pressure of the gas into area of cross section. Both the forces are equal. Then how to find out the work done by the gas? Work done by the gas, I can write down integral dW. See, this is the fundamental PEdV. This is a very fundamental equation. Anywhere if you want to identify the work done, you can follow this method. Now, work done is equal to, now integral PdV. PdV is nothing but what? Pressure of the gas multiplied with dV is nothing but A into dx is the displacement. Because x is the total compression, dx is the displacement of the piston I am taking. If dx is the displacement of the piston, A into dx will give you volume change. So volume change is A into dx. I think most of the questions you solved this one. So work done is equal to integral pressure of the gas is equal to how much? Kx by A into A dx. Then ultimately you will get integral Kx dx. Is something like an energy stored in the spring only. Okay. Let us see. Then work done by the gas is equal to, I am calculating only one side. Even same thing will be repeated on the other side also. So later we do the 2 times. Okay na? So integral Kx dx from where to where? Initial compression is what? Initial compression is L. Now it is moved further, the compression will become L plus X. So this is very important step to understand. So this is the place where I think you have made a mistake. I feel so, I don't know if you tried this question. So something like this. See, initially compressed, the springs are compressed by length L. Already it is already compressed by length L, and now it is further compressed by what amount? X amount. So that's why final compression is L plus X, initial compression is L. So then K will come out, then x dx integration is x square by 2 from where to where? From L to L plus X. Okay na? So then work done is equal to K by 2 into, this is L plus X whole square minus L square, upper limit minus lower limit. Then work done is equal to K by 2 into, this is L square goes off, so 2Lx and then plus X square. Okay, so this is the work done on one side, only one spring we calculated, or else you can say that this is the energy change in the left side spring. Similarly, energy change in the right side spring also same, you will get symmetry. Then what the total work done by the gas is? Total work done by gas is 2 times of this, then which is K into, simply I can write down 2Lx plus X square. This is the total work done by the gas. Okay. Now similarly, what is the other question is? Other question is the change in internal energy of the gas. Okay. What is the given gas is? Given gas is oxygen, diatomic gas, and number of moles. N number of moles are there. Okay. So how to find out the du value? Change in internal energy. Let us calculate here. Du is equal to NCV dt. It doesn't matter what is the process. While finding the internal energy, remember that no need to see the any process nature. It's directly depends on temperature changes. You can write down NCV dt. Okay. So du is equal to number of moles N only. CV value I can write down 5R by 2 because it's a diatomic gas. And final temperature minus initial temperature, right? So du is equal to 5nR by 2 into final temperature minus initial temperature. So I wrote the almost same expression. 5 by 2 into, now I'll change it. nRT final minus nRT initial. Okay. So then du value is equal to 5 by 2 into nRT final is nothing but P final, V final. Okay, minus nRT initial, P initial, V initial. Okay, now the task is what is the P final, what is the V final, and P initial and V initial. So now easily we can write down that parts. What is the final pressure? Final pressure is nothing but, already we have taken this one. See once, the final pressure is nothing but the final force acting on the piston by the spring. At this place, as the piston is here, what is the force acting by the spring? K into L plus X will be the total compression. Then what is the final pressure of the gas? Final pressure of the gas into area will be equal to K into L plus X. Okay. Final pressure of the gas into area is equal to, for equilibrium, K into L plus X. So what is the final pressure is equal to K into L plus X by A. This is the final pressure. Okay. So you can write down that K into L plus X by A into final volume. So initial distance between the two pistons is 2L. Now what is the distance between the two pistons? The distance between the two pistons is something I can write down like this. What is this length value is equal? 2L plus 2x. Okay, na? Area of cross section is same. So I can write down A into, which is 2A into L plus x. So this is the final volume. Just for your attention, I wrote in other color. And minus initial pressure is, what is the initial pressure I am writing? I can write down K into L. Because initial compression is L. So K into L is the force. So initial pressure is K into L by A, force by area, into initial volume, A into 2L is the initial volume. So this is the du value. Let us see, let us finalize the term. Okay. Yeah. So I can cancel A and A. Here also A I can cancel out. So finally, what is the du value I'll get? I'll get du value is equal to du is equal to 5 by 2 into 5 by 2 into K into L 2K into L plus x whole square. Okay. Yeah, 2K into L plus x whole square minus here KL into 2L is there, so I can write down 2K L square. Okay, so then du value I can write down 5 by 2 will come out, even 2 also will cancel out. Okay, let us do that part. Okay, so then 5 into K L plus x whole square minus L square. So hope your answer is matching with my answer, right? L square goes off, then 2Lx plus x square is the du value. Even similar way, we got work done also. K into 2Lx plus x square. It is 5K into 2Lx plus x square du value. What is the next question they asked? Molar heat capacity of the gas. Molar heat capacity of the gas is nothing but C. If it is process is at constant volume, directly you can write down CV. If process is at constant pressure, then you can write down what that CP value. If any other process than CP and CV, apart from isothermal and adiabatic, any other process is that polytropic, then C value you can find out by using the dq. Okay, so dq is equal to du plus dw principle, first law of thermodynamics you can use, and you can ultimately find out the C value. But there is a one more phenomena, that is I am giving an additional information not related to question. If process PV raised to x is constant, I think by this time most of the people know this thing, I hope so. PV raised to x is constant, x can be any other process than 4, what we know, adiabatic, isothermal, isobaric and isochoric. Okay, so other than that process, then what is the C value we can write down? C value is equal to CV plus R by 1 minus x. This is the CV value, heat capacity value. But here process equation we don't know. Okay, the process equation we don't know, but we know the d work done value, we know the du value. So that's why I'm following the first law of thermodynamics. dq is equal to, I can write down nc dt, which is equal to du and dw as it is, because du and dw I can do something, because I can add them. Du and dw I can add them easily. One is k times, other one is 5k times. Okay, that's why I'm doing in this way. Okay, so ultimately C value is required to us. So what to do for the C value? For that I am doing that n into C into, in the place of dt I can write down du by ncv. I can write down du by ncv because du is equal to what? Du is equal to ncv dt, na? Temperature rise is same for entire, temperature rise is for the gas, not for the expressions. In the expression dq, du, dw all will relate to the same change of temperature. Okay, so that's why I'm writing as du by ncv, which is equal to du plus dw. So C is our target and cancelled out. Then C is equal to CV into du plus dw by du again. Okay, so C is equal to CV value. What is the CV value? Is equal to 5R by 2 multiplied with du plus dw, du and dw. This is k times and this is 5k times. So total will get 6k times of 2Lx plus x square by du value is equal to 5k times of 2Lx plus x square. So we'll cancel out. Okay, so ultimately you will get what terms? Okay, let me cancel out all the things. Okay, k also cancel out, 5 also cancel out. So finally what is the C value will get? Heat capacity is equal to 6 by 2, which is 3R. But if you know the polytropic process equation, then you can go with this to find out the heat capacity. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you do the same, please like it. At the same time, please share it with your friends also. And if you are watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much, and we'll meet in the next video.